Hi y'all. So how y'all motherfuckers doing today? Is y'all okay? You good? Cause I want to know. So basically this is gonna be a video or a little story time on why I don't fuck with married men anymore. And I know what most of you are thinking. You're like, well, we shouldn't be fucking with married men anyway, but back when I was younger, you couldn't tell me nothing. And that's okay sometimes. Maybe because you have to learn. You have to learn for yourself why things are not good for you, or if they're good for you. This happened a little while ago. I've been talking to this dude for like 2 years, really. This is when I was still living further out from Rochester. Hung up with him. We were just like chilling, flirting and shit. I knew he had a wife. I didn't know to the extent of which their marriage was still going because he embellished. As you can suspect, a lot of these dudes do. Okay. So he embellished about a few things. Like, for instance, this dude like said to me how him and his wife were just married on paper, how they weren't really talking, how he was separated from her, right? And of course, me being the person that I am, I just gave him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, sure. And mind you, the story doesn't end messily. It doesn't end too messy. He eventually tells me basically that, look, my wife has my kids. I'm not going to just like tell her that I have a new girlfriend or whatever. And I was like, you know, whatever, I don't care. As long as I don't have to deal with her, I'm good. And I know I sound like Selena Powell right now, being like, oh my god, I fucked with this guy, I fucked with that guy, I fucked with all of these guys. But I've had a lot of experiences. And these are all based on my actions, of course. I'm not condoning anything that I do. And I'm not telling anybody that they should do it too, and not being like, yo, young ladies, you should do this, you should do that. And also, no shade, Selena Powell. I love you, girl. Do you? Because at the end of the day, it wasn't right to me, but what's right for me may be not right to you. So if you want to fuck with married men and that makes you happy, do it, girl. But just know it's gonna come to an end and it's gonna be messy as fuck. So what had happened was, we met up at a few times at my old apartment complex, right? He wanted to come inside multiple times. He wanted to come inside you. And he was like, I just want to use the bathroom. I know what using the bathroom means. Girl, do you? Do you really? I thought we were just friendly, so I was like, you know what? Nah. I already know where this is gonna go. Like, you're gonna want me to go in with you, and I'm just not that tea. I already know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be really messy. And plus, we were just friends at that time. So I was like, all right, so why would you want me to go in with you? You could easily go to the bathroom by yourself. You're like, well, I just want you to show me around. And I know how it sounds weird, how you're just like, well, of course you let you go in. It's your apartment. Wouldn't you want him to just like see the bathroom? But the thing about the apartment is it was really small. So of course I was just like, it's just a straight shot. It's just a straight shot, so you don't really miss much. And this dude was very adamant on wanting me to go with him. So I was like, no, you can't use my bathroom. Sorry. I just made up some excuse. I was like, there's maintenance, there's this, there's that, there are problems with the toilet, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I was like, I don't give a fuck, you ain't coming in here. Okay. Period. Period. And that's not period.
Hi guys, so da-da-da-da. Yes, I did that. And you would do it too for a check. I was an employee. And I was gonna get Employee of the Month. And that's on period.
So basically that was like the third or fourth meeting. The fifth meeting was when we were just chilling outside of my new apartment. We were chilling on the patio area. I didn't realize at that time how tall he was. He was looking pretty cute. I love my chocolate. I love guys that look like me. I just think they're really attractive, but it just doesn't end up being like that. I always end up dating a white guy because those are the guys that usually approach me. So I'm just like, I'm down, sure. But he was fine. He was a real fine chocolate man. He was from the hood. He was an ex-drug dealer. Of course, the danger was attracting me. It was attracting me like a fucking fly to light. So he was basically saying all this nice shit. He was like smooth talking me, and you could already see it on my face. I'm like embarrassed because this shit gets a little bit embarrassing. But he basically walked up right to the, he walked up this close to me. He was like in my face, right? And then he was like joking with me. We were just joking around on how I probably wanted him to kiss me. And I was like, Nick, you ain't gonna kiss nobody. Shut the fuck up. Bro, you ain't gonna kiss nobody. You got a whole wife at home. I know you ain't about it. And I thought we were just joking and chilling, but I think that this guy's done this shit before, to be honest, because he just like give me a peck. He give me like, and I was, ooh, okay, chocolate. And while he said that his wife and him were like separated, I really wasn't believing it. So I was just like, every time I would call him and every time we would talk, I would always make jokes. I'd be like, I know you want to come fuck this thussy, my thussy, but I know you can't. You got a wife and kids at home. You got some priorities. And I always like, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Okay, I gotta fix my hair. We had a really good rapport, and we had a very good friendship up until a few days ago. And I'll tell you what happened a few days ago. He wanted to come over and visit me. I have text messages, so I'm definitely gonna screenshot the text messages and I'm gonna put them right here. And at first it was just like some regular shit. But then he started talking. We hadn't like talked in months. We hadn't talked in a while. And he was just texting me out of the blue talking about, what are you wearing? Nigga, what do you care? What do you care? Right? So he started saying to me, well, I just want to see what you're wearing. You know, fun. Oh, you know you want to show me. So I showed him a little picture of what I was wearing. Well, I didn't show him a picture at first. I said, I'm wearing a t-shirt. He's like, that's all? I said, yeah. And he started talking that dirty talk to me. I was like, nigga, you ain't about it. Stop playing with me before I come over there. I'm here to keep a G with y'all girls. Like, if a guy's trying to hit you up and he tells you that he's married, I don't want to say that you don't have self-respect if you go for it, but at a certain point you have to just be like, hey, I'm not about that. I'm just going to leave it alone. I really don't want to get myself in trouble. I don't want to get involved with any of these, with any of this drama. And it is a lot of drama. Most of these married guys that are still involved with their families and shit, which is fine with being involved with the kids, but if you're involved with the wife still, like sexually and emotionally, then you ain't, bro, you don't really want to be with me. Like, obviously, if you really wanted to be with me, you'd be real from the jump. You wouldn't be talking this shit about how, I can't come over tonight. Something came up with the wife. You wouldn't be talking about, could you come pick up my kid? Okay, I'm gonna tell you this, full disclosure. He asked me to pick up his kids one day because I drive, right? I was like very weirded out by it. I was really uncomfortable. He was like saying, oh, the kids are gonna be fine with it. I have people pick them up all the time. Now that I think about it, because I didn't ask this, but I should have asked this at the time. I should have asked him if his wife was okay with it. And he was, and I already know for a fact he wouldn't have been okay. He wouldn't have said yes. Well, he might have, because, you know, these dudes be liars out here. But he literally had a little bit of a problem with understanding other people's emotions. This dude clearly lacked something up here that just made him not care about what how other people would feel about a situation where you're clearly in the wrong. He never thought he was wrong. He still does not think he's wrong to this day, probably. And he was like talking about, oh, pick up my kids. Nigga, I'm not gonna pick up shit, the fuck? But then I was like, fine, I'll pick them up, because he eventually convinced me. I went over and I picked him up. We really didn't talk. I was just being nice. I was just like saying, hey, my name is so-and-so. Like, nice to meet you. Your daddy wanted me to pick you up. And it was not some weird shit. Like, he told the school beforehand that I was gonna come. He didn't tell me any real specifics. He didn't tell me what I should or shouldn't wear or whatever. And I would love guidelines when you're going around the person's children, because of course you don't want to be acting like you're gonna be their new stepmommy, because I'm 20 years old, sir. Not saying that I can be a stepmommy at my age, but it's very unlikely that I'm gonna want to. Okay, I've already done this once before. I'm not doing it again. I picked up the kids, drove them back to the place. The wife was there. She was just like, she was told that I was just a friend from his job. I have never worked with this guy a day in my life. I didn't question it. I honestly didn't want to have like a whole altercation there. So when she came, she was just like, oh, you look really nice. Thank you so much for picking up the kids, because she can't drive or whatever. And he also had one car, right? Remember that. So we started like talking over the phone a little bit less frequently. He didn't really like talking so much. Well, he did love to talk, but he just didn't call all the time, and that's fine. My only issue with that was like, if you have some shit to do and you're so busy and you're doing so much shit, why are you fucking, when I'm busy, now you gotta blow up my phone? That's what I don't like. He clearly didn't have an understanding of boundaries. And I would like tell him each time, like, bro, you need to chill with all the back-to-back calling when you already know I'm busy, because I told him I was busy. One day his wife found out. She answered the phone, well, she called my phone from a random number, and then she started talking about where he at. Is he at work with you? I was like, first of all, I don't work with him. I see, if he had told me like beforehand that was the story he was going with, I don't know whether or not I would have gone with it, but it would have at least given him a chance, because this motherfucker literally said the dumbest shit ever. How you gonna say basically, oh, she's working with me, and I don't even know I'm working with you? What if she asks me about it, stupid?
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Then I'm just gonna look stupid. The fuck? So I answered in the way I answered. I was like, work? What do you mean work? She was like, isn't that where you met him? I was like, no. She said, how'd you meet him? I said, off of... I already know y'all motherfuckers about to read me in the comments. Y'all motherfuckers gonna come for me talking about how you gonna be the side chick and then you're gonna be all up in the business. I wasn't getting paid, so he wasn't paying my bills. He was not paying my rent. He wasn't even buying me fucking Whataburger. Like, the fuck? He wasn't even taking me to McDonald's. So of course I was like, I had no loyalty at that time, because I'm not gonna be loyal to a dude that's lying to both of us. So I say what is really going on. It starts breaking down. The wife doesn't tell him. She's like gathering all of her facts together, I guess. Because he calls me like a few weeks later asking me like what I'm up to. What are you wearing? Oh, I show him what I'm wearing. He was like, I want to come over. I was like, and do what? He says to me, I want to make you smile. I want to make you happy. So when he gets over here with his big chocolate ass, he starts saying he starts like, we sit in the kitchen because I just moved here. I still have a few boxes around. He just sat in the kitchen. We were just talking, we were chatting away. We have really good chemistry, so we can like talk for hours about just like anything. Right? So he says, well, instead of sitting right here and washing the dishwasher, why don't we go somewhere else? And I was like, sure. I pointed them to the couch. I was like, let's go sit on the couch. You know what I was doing. I was like, let's go sit on the couch. And we both sat down. He started trying to get closer to me. Mind you, during the entire encounter, he did not kiss me once. So I will say that. Maybe he has like a guilty conscience or whatever, but he did not kiss me once. And he really got closer to me. And he was like saying how I was acting all weird and funny. I wasn't gonna expose what was going on because I like basically added 2 and 2 together in my mind. I was like, okay, clearly she didn't tell him. She's just trying to gather her facts, probably. I don't know. So I wanted her. I was feeling a little frisky. I will admit, I got him a little bit closer, right? And I said, bro, if you're really about what you're acting like, then whip your dick out. Whip it out. He was like, are you sure? I was like, oh yes I am. He whipped it out. Honey. It was as big as my head. It was like, no, it was like a little bit bigger. Maybe like this. Bitch, when I tell you one thing led to another real quick, he didn't sleep over or nothing like that. He left that same night, but even afterwards, we were just like talking in the kitchen again, and he said he had to go. It was like 9:30. He had to be somewhere by 10:30. I may or may not have decided to be a little bit messy because I knew he was just going to go back to his wife and kids because he was playing both of us. So I decided that I was going to take pictures of him, which I can post screenshots. But here's a general idea. Here's a general picture, right? And that's like, this is like the most discreet picture that I could possibly take. He was putting his clothes back on, facing the other direction. When you're with me, do not face the other direction, because I'll take an opportunity like that. And I know some of these motherfuckers in the comments are gonna be like, oh, you're ruining a happy marriage, you're ruining this, you're ruining that. He ruined it. I didn't do shit. All I did was do me and be myself. And he kept choosing to involve himself with my business. He didn't want me talking to other dudes that he knew. He didn't want me talking to dudes. He didn't want me around his family. Like, he just wanted me to be a sheltered he just wanted me to be a sheltered cat, basically. He just wanted to see me, but not hear me. And I'm not the type. So if you're gonna do that, at least pay the bills. Like, motherfucker, at least put me up in something. This nigga did not pay for a single thing. The only thing he paid for was his gas to drive back and forth to my place. The only props I'm gonna give him is the fact that he didn't have sex with me the first couple of times that we met, and the most recent time was when we actually did things. And I'm making this video just in case the motherfucker want to try to act up and try to act like nothing happened, because I got screenshots, I got screen recordings, I got voice calls, I got memos. Let's not do it. And I also record all of my calls. There's a little very quick memo that goes on right as soon as you call me sometimes. So I have very damning evidence. Let me just say it like that. Because after the other times that I got played, I'm definitely not getting played again. So that was my story time about why I don't fuck with married men anymore. I'm going to tell you a few other instances of people that I've messed with that are married. And I'm going to let you definitely just go back down in the comments and roast my ass. Roast my ass for everything that I'm worth. Because I already know there are going to be some mad fucking misogynistic people talking about, you're ruining a marriage, why can't you just stay silent, bitch, you need to shut up. Bitch, I ain't gotta do shit. If you ain't paying me, if you're not my man, then I ain't gotta do nothing. I don't see a ring on this finger. I ain't gotta do shit. And that's on period. And that's on period.
Hi guys, so yes, I did that. And you would do it too for a check. I was an employee. And I was gonna get employee of the month. And that's on period.
So, remember, bad bitches come in all shapes, sizes, and walks of life. And have a nice day and a better tomorrow. Okay? Cut to the back.